Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. I should probably title this one Up on the Roof. I'm up on the roof of a job we just got done with. Well, we're almost done. We're done with the big stuff. The rest of the crew is making the final hookups and checks and everything. I'm so busy now, I thought I'd take this time to make a video about the different dangers of a changing tide. Before I get started on that, to let you know, if you want to see a view, okay, we are on the outer rim. I don't know if you can see, the sun's in my eyes. We are on the outer rim of the suburbs. I'll turn this around, maybe you can see it or not. Beyond those trees, are no more suburbs. Miles and miles and miles of trees and hills and meadows and things like that. There's Hallie over there, if you can see her. But before I start on the main topic here about the dangers of a changing tide, welcome to all of you new subscribers. We're getting a bunch. Something happened. I don't know what. I haven't changed, but something changed. And we're just getting a bunch of new subscribers, both on YouTube and on Patreon. And I want to welcome all of you. Don't just listen to what I say, but I always say I have the smartest commenters in YouTube land. So read the comments and you'll learn a lot, because we have people from a wide variety of experience here, and you'll learn from them. We hope that you'll also participate in the comments. Be nice, be polite. Don't call anybody names or tell anybody that they're stupid, and you'll have a good time here just like we do. What I just put over on Patreon, and when you go over to Patreon, it goes a lot deeper than it is on YouTube. Just put one over there on Patreon that, I don't know, it'd probably stay over there forever, but maybe, who knows. And it's about the dangers of learning from the wrong people. Be careful who you learn from, who you listen to, and accept what they say. I won't go into more detail than that, but it was a story from DEA school when I was in DEA school. And it's a funny story, but it's illustrative of the dangers of getting your information from people who haven't done what they're talking about. So here we saw quite a tidal change last night in Virginia. It was the election for their governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. It was swept by Republicans. Clown McAuliffe was knocked off, and what's the guy's name that got there? I don't really keep up on other states' politics that much. For anybody out there who says that politics doesn't matter, yes, it does. It matters immensely, because it may not bring the changes that you want, but the differing tides of politics present different problems and opportunities, and it's important to pay attention so that you see what's happening. Things have been fairly, I won't say peaceful at all. Our cities are falling apart. They're just black holes of a big mess, and they're going to continue to fall apart. It's been a little bit less dangerous for people outside of the cities over the last 18 months since the last presidential election, for the simple fact that the groups that were raising so much cane stopped raising so much cane when their guy got in there. It had been fairly dangerous through all areas of society during the preceding years because of all the trouble that they were causing, and it didn't seem like any place was particularly safe. I suppose if you lived up in the mountains somewhere, you were all right. But, down in civilization, no, it could hit anywhere. Well, they cooled that because they didn't want, their guy was in. And they didn't want to, cause any problems. They're causing problems in a lot of other ways, with all the mandates, with all the crackdowns, the shutdowns. They have just devastated our country financially. So the physical danger changed, the danger, I should say, changed from a physical danger actually to a financial danger. People are being wiped out. I mean, I will say that that's better than being murdered. Because as long as you're alive, you've got another shot at it, right? Every day you get up, you got another shot at it. But now we've entered something else. It looks like this situation with Republican wins in Virginia for governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. And I don't know what the results are in from New Jersey yet. I'd be real surprised if a Republican was allowed to, even if they got the most votes. I can't imagine the Republican taking that seat, but who knows? We will see. I'm old enough that I've seen even more unbelievable things happen in the past. Now, what this does, I'll throw in a couple of other things too, that as far as these mandates are concerned, the Kansas Attorney General is waiting for, these so-called mandates where King Joe just came out and said, you got to do this, his little directives. They haven't been formalized. They're not law at all. A lot of people are acting like they are, but they're not. The Kansas Attorney General has said he's just waiting for these things to be, formalized and sent down before he brings suit against the federal government on that. Many other states are too. The Missouri Governor Parsons has said that Missouri will not honor the federal mandates, that nobody within Missouri, and that includes both OSHA and the CMS, which is the medical end. That's the organization that funds the Medicare and Medicaid. No hospital or healthcare organization can survive without their Medicare and Medicaid payments. But Parsons has said that no, that's not going to be allowed. Those things will not be allowed to be enforced in Missouri. Now, we know that's going to be a legal fight. It's going to go on and on and on. So with those things set up, that brings about another shifting of the tide. It's not so much a wave. And I thought about this. People say the red wave, the blue wave, whatever. It's more a tide, which is longer lasting. A wave, good, and then it goes back out. A tide has a different effect than a wave, right? And so I think very possibly we're going to be seeing a crimson tide coming out over the next year, and definitely hopefully through these 2022 elections. I think that the Republicans and for the people that say they're all the same, well, then you're not paying attention, because a whole lot of different things happen. We got some guy running his lawnmower over there. I'm going to pause this for just a second. Well, I can't outwait him. He's messing around. The sounds of the outer suburbs. But what I was saying, if you think that there's no difference between Republicans and Democrats, you're entirely wrong. Yeah, they may be the different wings of the same bird, but different things happen during each of those administrations. And somebody that says that's not true is not paying attention. So we have to be ready for what's happening with the next, because preparedness is all personal. Okay, there's no such thing as national preparedness. There's rarely anything such thing as neighborhood or community preparedness. It all comes down to individual preparedness, and that's you and your family and those few people who make up your group, your circle of friends, as we call ours. So by understanding what's happening with the political tides, you're more able to prepare yourself for that. Well, everybody's looking. Do we have a surveillance plane out here too? Yeah. They found me. So we're going to see a tide, probably, I think, a Republican tide coming across the country in 2022, and I think things are going to continue to happen between now and then, as we're seeing more pushback, more people rising up. Can you still hear me? That thing sounds like it's flying in my ear. Just a second. Airplane's been buzzing around out here all day long. But anyway, so I think we're going to see a tide sweep across our country with the rising up and the reacting and the refusal to submit to a lot of these lockdowns and mandates. That's going to cause, whether it will cause a reaction on the part of the government, probably will. They'll see what they can do, but to be honest, these people are weak and they're driven by their corporate masters. And I think that we might see, the point at which they're testing right now, and we're testing back. But if we do see that, and I anticipate that, so this is what I am preparing for. If we see a red tide going the other way, it's going to again become more physically dangerous. Okay. Now, the Republicans, when they're in, and who knows what will happen in 2024, while they're in, they will probably start pulling back some of the things that have been done. It's all a game, you know, that's how they get elected. They'll probably start pulling things back. But that's the time that we have to be careful. We have to be careful because the other side is going to start rioting again, and they're going to start presenting physical dangers. I'll probably do another one on really understanding the politics of these things. A lot of you don't need me to explain it. A lot of you know exactly what we're talking about. I still get too many comments about, if you think that it makes a bit of difference who's in. Yes, I do, and it does. And if you don't think so, then you need to learn a little bit more. I'm not saying that one side is totally good, okay? I'm not a Republican either. I'm not a Democrat, and I'm not a Republican. You know, I watch, and I wait and see what's going to happen, because my responsibility is to know what the problem is so that I can deal with it and take care of my family, and I know that's your responsibility and your primary thought too. So, okay, I'm going to get off. We're going to go do another house here. I've had enough sunbathing. I think my crew's all done down there, checking everything, making a list, checking it twice. Go over and check out that one that I put up if you care about it over on Patreon. If you're not with me on Patreon, I always put the link down here. Like I say, it goes a lot deeper over there, and I put a lot more stuff up over there that you might learn from. Some of it just might get a kick out of. Okay. So you all have a good day. I will talk to you later. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And you have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.